A little piece of plastic and metal about the size of a bottle cap. It could have life-changing implications if exploited by the wrong person. A Sports Illustrated swimsuit model shared on Instagram. Someone had been tracking her using an Apple AirTag. A stranger apparently slipped it into her coat pocket during a night out in New York City. She didn't discover it until she got a ping on her phone hours later.
I had no idea that these existed until it happened to me, so I'm kind of just trying to raise awareness and tell all my ladies out there to watch your belongings, look out for the notification. The only silver lining is that I actually got notified that someone was tracking me.
AirTags are intended to track lost items like your keys, but lately stories like this have begun bubbling up, scaring people. Just last month, the West Seneca Police Department in New York issued a statement warning of AirTags slipped onto people's cars. Apple is aware of the reports, and the company says they're not taking it lightly. They told People magazine in part it takes, quote, customer safety very seriously and are committed to AirTags' privacy and security. They also assured users that the AirTag is designed with a set of proactive features to discourage unwanted tracking. Let's bring in Brendan Saltaformaggio tonight for a little bit of perspective here, a professor with Georgia Tech School of Cybersecurity and Privacy. Professor, are AirTags in some way particularly insidious? Let's say more so than another tracking device that's been around for a long time.
No, the thing to remember about these AirTags is that this technology, like any new technology, is sort of a double-edged sword. It's all in how you use it. It can be used for evil, as we see, but Apple has been very proactive in trying to build in protections to keep people safe from that happening.
I know for people who have gone through some of this, it's really scary, but I also have to say we use these in my house. We have one in both of our strollers. We bought them the week it came out because we told our babysitter, we're going to put these in here. If we can't get a hold of you, we want to know where they are. And she said, I totally get it. I have one in my daughter's backpack. You know, there are some legitimate uses here.
Absolutely. You know, technology of this sort is always going to be used for good and for evil. Now, this sort of tracking is extremely useful for regular people like you and me, like you said, who just want to track things like a stroller. That's an absolutely normal application and one that's seeing huge adoption. That's why Apple has pushed this product as hard as they have. It really does help people in their everyday lives. Now, that tracking capability can be abused for evil, and that's something that we all need to be aware of and just cognizant of in our day-to-day life.
Seems like it'd be relatively easy to figure out who is using these to stalk somebody because it's connected to somebody's iCloud or iChain or whatever that's called, right?
It is, and that's something that Apple has been very diligent about since the beginning when they first introduced these AirTags. Apple put in 3 very handy features when they developed this new technology. First, if you're using a newer iPhone and there is an AirTag following you that does not belong to you, you'll get a notification telling you that that's going on. If you don't have a newer iPhone, even Android devices can download a certain app that's developed by Apple that will alert you on your Android device if you're being followed by an AirTag that's not yours. And finally, AirTags will make an audible noise. It's sort of a beeping noise when they have been separated too far away from the person who owns them. And that's to sort of give a notification that this AirTag might be moving around following someone else that doesn't belong to.
Well, I have to say, Professor, one problem here. They don't alert you for a long time. I have an iPhone, and ours is connected to my husband's account. So it alerts me, but I have to be on like an hour-long walk before it tells me. If I were being stalked, I would need to know prior to 60 minutes in, right? Why is it so delayed?
That's a good question. It's so delayed because Apple does expect you to have these AirTags on property that is not going to be with you at all times. So they don't want to constantly be bothering you with notifications. But at the same time, those notifications do need to be there to alert just victims or random people that these devices may be by. Initially, this technology was developed for lost AirTags. So you may think if you drop one in a park on accident and walk away, someone can then hear that AirTag going off, pick it up, and scan it with those apps and figure out who it belongs to, Apple, in fact, will get a notification telling them that your AirTag has been lost, and Apple will notify you. So this all sort of goes hand in hand with how the AirTags get used.
Brendan Saltaformaggio, thank you. Really good information.
Thank you for having me.